somebody say movement? Yo, what's up? It's me, your dry skin, and I'm pissed off. I want a shitty 20-minute video essay talking about a bunch of different video games that you'll never play. Today we're gonna be talking about Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, Entropoly, and a secret third game. Ooh, this is how I keep the viewer engaged.
Hey, geez, we need to file out these W9 tax forms.
Yeah,
I need your
okay.
help doing
That's great, Sam. It would be great if, like, I don't know, we do this later. I'm currently in the middle of something.
Alright, cool. Just letting you know.
Thanks, Sammer. You're awesome, man. For the uninitiated, that's my producer, Sammer. You know what? I think I wasted a lot of time for my intro. Let me just get into the video. The scenery in this game is beautiful. The same thing can be said about the music. It's almost like a mix of Mario 64's gameplay, but with Ocarina of Time's aesthetic. You start off in a desolate prison with no movement abilities, just a walk, jump, attack, side flip, and a crouch, and a backflip. Okay, you know, which sounds like a lot, but as you go on, you unlock a slide dash, a ground pound jump, and a wall run. But what's really cool about this game is that you can combo specific abilities together, like a slide dash into a side flip, and your momentum multiplies your jump height, and you just get sent flying. To get to certain areas of the game, you need to combine your moveset, kind of like Mario 64. I like video games where there's ways of traversing areas with spammable moves that move you along faster. It makes the game feel slightly more engaging. In the original Paper Mario, you can press ZR to do a spin dash, but if you jump at the end of your spin dash and time it right, you don't have the end delay that you normally have, allowing you to land and spin dash again. In Pseudoregalia, there's a form of bee-hopping called glide hopping that you can do after a slide dash that lets you keep your momentum. You have to dash followed by doing consistent jumps to sustain your momentum. Even the slide dash alone is fine to spam to get along. There's also time trials that you can do where you have to collect a specific number of orbs before the time limit is up. All of these are really cool and fun, except for this one. I don't know if it's a skill issue, but the timer on this is just way too tight. All the orbs are just slightly off from where I think they should be, and I got really upset playing it. Let's see what the outfit reward is. Oh, wow, you know, I think the time trial is actually fine. I was just complaining over nothing, actually. The combat isn't anything to write home about. In fact, I really wish the sword had more capabilities. Throwing the sword does basically nothing. Sure, you can kick it into the ground, which is cool, but I don't know why this is an ability. The game doesn't have a wall jump. It has a wall kick. And everyone's been clamoring about it, but I really just don't like it. It allows the player to kick off walls in any direction they want, which is cool, but it doesn't require you to time your jumps, which isn't cool. Also, it acts as a way to stay airborne for just a little longer so you can make longer jumps. This is my problem with it. Sometimes I want a wall run on a far away wall, so a long jump, do an air kick so I don't lose the height because it's far away. But when I reach the wall to run on it, for some reason, I do a buffered wall jump because the window for the wall jumps is really forgiving. When this happens, what you're supposed to do is a backflip and then a wall run, but usually I panic and kind of forget to. This issue might just be a skill issue on my part. Even with that in mind, the wall jump is still pretty satisfying to pull off, and I feel like a lot of the level design is based around not needing to time your wall jumps, and it really just fits, it just fits the game better. But what do I know? Yeah, wall jumping in any direction you want is what the level design calls for, so its design was thought out. A lot of the moves in this game mesh extremely well together. For instance, wall kick, mid-air backflip into wall run. Speaking of the wall run, this is the best wall run to have ever done it. It carries momentum from long jumps, it has a cool trail effect behind you, and it pays for dinners on first dates. Sometimes I will run into a wall holding ZR and my character won't wall run. It took me until making this part of the video to realize you have to aim your stick in the direction you want to wall run in. Which isn't bad, I'm just stupid. It's actually asking for more thought from the player, but if it were up to me, I would make the wall run angle a little more lenient and the wall jump cancelable if you're holding ZR. But what do I know? Of course, I don't think these changes should be made to the game because I don't know what that might actually look like. Small changes in movement systems of a platformer can require the developers to go through the entire game again to see if a simple change made one jump impossible or made some of the game unfun. Plus, I'm not a game developer. I don't know if these changes would make the game better. What's cool about these maps is that they're glorified puzzles, and the answers are in what order you used your moveset in. And then there's like a freedom of choice with how you tackle it and whatnot, which is cool. But sometimes the wall kick just feels like brute forcing a puzzle. It's kind of like percussive maintenancing your way through a puzzle. When I first learned that you have to unlock movement abilities, I got kind of upset, but then playing the game was fine. In fact, it was fun unlocking each new ability to add to my growing arsenal. It's cool to not know what to do in a room only to come back later with the key to the puzzle, but you have to know how to use the key in order to pass. Sure, they can't balance the game for every combination of abilities that the player might have at the moment, but they do a pretty good job of it. There's this one time that I managed to do a series of wall kicks to reach this secret area, only to realize it's really hard to make it back. This room obviously needed the wall run, which I didn't have at the time. I was also worried about this game's replayability, considering each new run required you to unlock all your abilities again before you can feel like you can play the game again. This really upset me when I replayed Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and I had to re-unlock all of my fighting skills. To alleviate this, I would make a new game plus where you already have everything unlocked. Yeah, but you know what do I know? I'm not a game designer, and I've never even tried to replay the game, so take that with a grain of salt. Also, there's a bunch of really cute Easter eggs and details that other developers wouldn't think to add. From funny dialogue to this tiny knight. I think the final boss is very interesting because it's both platforming and combat. Alright, I think I'm ready to talk about Entropoly. I have a lot of bases to cover it. Okay, what the hell? Sammer, why is there a giant laser gun in my studio? Sorry, I was never filled in.
Oh, this is a laser gun that forces people to talk about ULTRAKILL.
Okay, now I'm gonna get really silly here. What is it doing here?
Oh, I'm gonna shoot you with it.
What the fuck? Why?
Because funny. By the way, it also goes through the chair.
Oh, thanks, Samurai. I really appreciate it. Man, I really want to talk about ULTRAKILL right now. Layer 7 of ULTRAKILL released with extremely stunning set pieces, visuals, and gameplay to boot. This is ULTRAKILL performing at its highest. There's a new alternative shotgun, the Jackhammer. This new weapon enforces speed and is all about momentum. The faster you move, the more damage you deal, rewarding your agility. On top of that are new enemies and bosses with one obvious standout, the Gutterman, carrying a gigantic shield that demands you to use your knuckle blaster to break it.
I've never seen that happen with an enemy.
And a minigun that blows up your projectiles.
Well, I've never seen that happen with an enemy.
I cannot imagine this game without this enemy. Also, a new red shotgun to your arsenal with a chainsaw that you can play parry paddleball with, which is awesome. The Gutterman revolutionizes Cybergrind in the same way that sleep deprivation revolutionized my script writing. My initial impression of the Gutterman was that his design didn't match the art style of the rest of the game, but I don't know why I felt that way in the beginning. He fits way better now. I'm still not a fan of how you do some of the hidden objectives. Light Up the Night is my new favorite ULTRAKILL level. Gameplay-wise, very similar to earlier ULTRAKILL levels that came before it, albeit less linear, while offering way more dramatic set pieces. But the hidden objective is just ridiculous.
Alright, so first you want to go through this hole, and then you're gonna want to fly over here, and then you need to break this open. Alright, sweet. And then you grab the skull, and then you have to run away and try not to die here. Where the fuck do they even tell you this? Alright, and this one's for all the marbles. First you go right, and then you want to go left, and then you want to go left again, then right, then left, and fuck, I forgot, was it right or left again? God fucking damn!
Also, a ladder in ULTRAKILL is kind of funny to me. Whenever ULTRAKILL gets an update, I'll try to include it in one of my video essays, alright? So, at least try to expect it. Hi, Future Cheese here. I forgot to add something very important here. The gutter tanks, they shoot out rockets just like you. Oh my god, he's just like me for real. He even has the ability to stop time just like you. And since it's a similar stand to Star Platinum, you can stop his rockets as well. This blew my mind. If this was a mechanic in another game, it would be a final boss thing, but in ULTRAKILL, it's just a regular enemy. The last time we saw something like this, it was fighting V2. ULTRAKILL's base coolness stat is just getting higher.
Like, just saying it's hilarious is so much, like, more.
Oh my fucking god, I got jump scared by this game. What fucking frequency is this? Okay, if you like Celeste and Melee, you will love Entropoly. This game builds upon the established formula of Celeste. Instead of walking, jumping, and dashing, you get an entire arsenal of moves at your disposal. Even the dash allows you to curve your momentum in the air slightly, giving you slightly more control. There's some level design intrinsic movement, like Smash Bros. Wall jump, where you have to hold the control stick opposite to the wall to jump off of it. Not entirely intuitive, but second nature to Smash players. This game is just pure level design with nothing really in between. Sometimes you have to parkour your way to level portals, but that's it. All the cool backdrop built by Celeste really isn't here. The backdrop of this game is that it's like a dream, I think. Wow, that's 2 games in a row. That's it. I'm bringing the bingo back. There's 5 different worlds, that's what we're gonna call it, each with the theme of an element. Some levels require you to break a certain number of crystals to exit, like break the targets from Melee. Every level has a secret exit that takes you to a harder version of that level, i.e. the B-side. Clearing all the screams in this game was very interesting. I won't lie to you guys, this game had higher highs than Celeste, but lower lows than Celeste. Let me explain. Specifically the final boss. There are some corners and tight areas that I have to dash through with specific timing that made me feel like I had to slow down. A smart video essayer would throw in the word sight readability, but I'm not that guy. Fuck. I hit space on my notepad instead of Audacity. Fuck, I keep doing it. Hey guys, Cheese here, live commentary time. Let me see what I can. Fuck, God. With your wider moveset, you actually get a freedom of choice of how you might tackle a situation, since some of the moves can be substituted for each other's. But there are some subtleties in the moves that, depending on the situation, call for that specific move. Man, the level design and platforming of this game is sick. Air control is limited, so your initial jump and how you execute it determine your velocity and angle, forcing you to be more deliberate and think ahead. This is the last part I have to record for the entire video. This game is sick. My only complaint is that the last few levels are like 5 billion light years long and force you to hold right for a really long time. It's another case of artificially difficult, but not good artificially difficult. Mind you, in an already really well developed and thought out experience. The same can sort of be said about like the water levels, but you know, it's a water level, so it is what it is. Also, quick respawn, which is good. It's always good. Every time there's a quick respawn in a game like this, it's good. Mario Maker needs like a quick respawn, which is really unfortunate. Alright, next game, Red Match 2. Download this game with your friends, play it once, it'll be the time of your lives, and then never again. The game is extremely balanced and fun, but most people don't see themselves playing it for too long. The grapple mechanic is super duper cool, especially when you're in a public lobby and you just orbital strike somebody. Snap the Centennial. This game looks fun, doesn't it? Look at the reload animation, look at this kick, look at all these abilities, look at the cool screen wipe. Cool demo, play it. Also, in the next video, I'm going to talk about Friends vs. Friends, because I started playing that during the making of this video. I recommend you play it. I'll give a review next video, but until then, here's like an IOU for a review. Coming out in 2023, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk was my most anticipated game of that year. The gameplay and music of this game legitimately hypnotized me when I first played it. My parents went on vacation, so I just sat down in my basement doing nothing all day but just playing Bomb Rush Cyberfunk and occasionally getting up to eat like those Costco waffles. Very fond memory of mine. Also very unhealthy, but whatever. The music of this game is timeless. Every song is good, and you can shuffle through the whole playlist with the music being diegetic to the world, with the music coming out of your MP3 player. To keep a combo, you need to stay off the ground for as long as possible, which is really easy to do. This isn't Tony Hawk, but it does make for a really satisfying floor is lava gameplay loop. Not literally. You get a bunch of characters to play as that you slowly unlock, sadly most in the post-game once you smoke them in a trick post. Most platformers try to make their maps secretly puzzles where you ask yourself, how do I get up here? And the answer is a series of executable jumps using the wide range of tools in your moveset. Not really how this game works, although each is good. I do prefer one over the other. Finding shortcuts to bosses' weak spots is game design beauty, but these cops feel forced like they're here out of duty. Jet Set Radio had cops, so now we do too. But it feels like a feature they just didn't think through. Your Honor, I'm trying to bust a schmoove. They don't let you change characters when the heat is up, and to take the heat off you. Get it? Get it? It's like a play on words. It's supposed to have like a double meaning, because you're getting the heat off of you. I don't think you get it. Yeah, going into porta potties lets you change up your look, and it also gets the police off of you. Finding one of these felt like a needle in a haystack, especially when I was first learning the layout of the map. They saw the modding community adding things like this map pin feature. It makes finding a couple of hard to find things easier. A lot of my favorite characters are unlocked in the post game, which is unfortunate until you learn that the real way to play this game is to mod your own characters in, and that complaint sort of fizzles. I even tried to mod my own character in. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. I wish this game had more maps, because each map felt like a playground to explore and schmoove in, and I don't know, it was kind of my favorite part about the entire game.
Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me?
Also, in between chapters, there's dream levels where you play in the subconscious mind of the main character, where you unlock memories. You see some pretty cool gameplay elements and visuals you don't see anywhere else. The linear platforming with perfect control makes this a refreshing experience as a whole.
The brain does not control you. The brain controls the brain, because the brain is you.
Whoa.
When people talk about mastering your mind,
Yeah.
bro, if you think about it like enough, it's just your brain, and it's literally just controlling itself.
Wow, that was actually really interesting. Let's see what Jabori was talking about like not even 5 minutes later.
Why do they call that up in when you up in the cold food, up out? Hot,
You guys are like the king of bad jokes.
You know what microwaves be like? Cut out.
I'm so glad. I'm glad you're getting cut out right now.
I had a lot more to say about Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, but I want like more than 4 videos out of here. I feel like I was thorough enough. What the f is it this time? Listen, man, I don't want to get shot again.
This is actually a like and subscribe ray gun. It does exactly what you think it does if you're comparing it to the last one.
Oh, okay. So could you shoot them? Could you shoot them?
That's a good idea.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree.